Good morning, y'all. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. I have missed y'all. I know I've done my housewife recaps, but I have missed coming down here talking about all the things that I want to talk about that I've been seeing all over these internet streets. So we're going to get into a couple of them today before I go out into the workforce. Whew. Pray my strength, y'all, that I don't get any insane people today. Pray that every passenger that gets in today wants to not have full blown conversation. We want to just be nice and polite to each other and keep it moving. But let's get into these topics. First up, healing and thriving, scratching and surviving. Is that what Ashley's song is? Anyway, temporary layoffs, good times, all of that. According to page 6, Real Housewives of Potomac star Ashley Darby finally files for divorce over 2 years after separating from husband Michael. Ashley and Michael Darby are finally making their split official 2 years after they announced their separation. According to court documents obtained by Page Six, the Real Housewives of Potomac star 36 filed to divorce the Australian businessman 65 on Wednesday. Michael told TMZ, who first reported the news, that the pair already reached an amicable and fair settlement with the help of a prenup. Per the outlet, the two agreed to split custody of their sons, Dean 5 and Dylan 3. The Bravo celebrity announced that she and Michael were going their separate ways after 8 years of marriage in April of 2022. People will be quick to assume that the causes were too much intrusion by reality TV into the most personal parts of our lives, age gap issues, cultural problems, or child rearing differences, she wrote in a statement to the Daily Dish at that time. The reality star added, pieces of all these may have affected our pure love for each other, but no one reason is the root cause of our mutual decision to go our separate ways. Ashley explained that she and her estranged husband were at very different stages in life and had very different goals. We both want the other to achieve true happiness and fulfillment and feel that we cannot do this together. Earlier this month, Ashley opened up to Page Six's virtual reality about the depression she's dealt with since departing from Michael. It's hard out here, okay? I wish that I could put a timestamp on it that everyone wants me to be in relation to this divorce. It is so emotional for me. It's a point of grieving. I even went through a little bit of depression, like thinking about where my life is now versus where I thought it was going to be and coming to terms with that. It says the former beauty pageant briefly dated Summer House star Luke Gumberson for a few months in 2022 when she called it quits for Michael. I believe on Watch What Happens Live, she said they're not friends and he knows why. I don't know if I believe that they really even dated for real. Although, she does have a type that resembles Michael. Looks like, not looks like Michael, but shares the same hue as Michael, if you know what I mean. All right, so Ashley has filed for divorce officially. We're watching the show now. And with the episodes we're in now, they were taping in May for Wendy's birthday. And she said back then, June, her lawyer told her June or July she would be able to file. But now here we are in November. But hey, at least she filed. Do y'all think that she's really going to go through with it? Or even though we're watching this season, do you feel like she's doing this to help push her into the next season, into season 10? Because it's a season 9 of Potomac, right? Into season 10, because she'll officially have filed for divorce. Or who knows, maybe she'll be divorced by the time they pick cameras back up for next season. I don't know. Y'all let me know what y'all think. I can't believe I'm saying this, but shout out to Ashley, girl. Heal, survive, and thrive, honey. Jussie Smollett, according to TMZ, Jussie Smollett, Illinois Supreme Court overturns conviction. Special prosecutor Dan K. Webb issued a statement. Well, wait a minute. First, because that was an update. Let's go. I want to go to the original story. Let me see. I want to go. All right. So the ruling was overturned. Jussie Smollett's attorney Mr. Uche, that's what I'm going to say because I'm not sure how to say his name, tells TMZ Jussie is very pleasantly surprised, even ecstatic. He emphasized the court's decision was unanimous. He points out in the age of social media, courts need to push back and defend the rule of law and due process. Then he says, a deal's a deal, and that means Jussie Smollett's conviction in the hate crime hoax case is now reversed, and he cannot be tried again, according to the Illinois Supreme Court. Illinois' high court ruled Thursday that Jussie's deal with Cook County prosecutors, when they originally dropped the case against him, had to be honored. So remember, they originally dropped the case against him. So the judge ruled that it had to be honored. State's attorney Kim Foxx struck a plea deal with the actor, requiring him to forfeit his $10,000 bond and do 15 hours of community service. The court's ruling says because Jussie held up his end of the deal, he actually did 18 hours of service. He should not have been subject to a second prosecution. That's when he was convicted of a felony, disorderly conduct, and sent to jail briefly until he appealed the decision. He had been sentenced to 30 months probation, with the first 150 days to be served in Cook County Jail. You'll recall Jussie made an emotional and defiant exit as the bailiff took him out of the court following his conviction. In its ruling, the Illinois Supreme Court said, today we resolve a question about the state's responsibility to honor the agreement it makes with defendants. In its decision, the court said simply, the state is bound by the agreement. His lawyer tells TMZ this was not a prosecution based on facts. Rather, it was a vindictive persecution, and such a proceeding has no place in our criminal justice system. Ultimately, we are pleased that the rule of the law was the big winner today. His lawyer thinks the case was swayed by popular opinion, but prosecution should be based on facts. The public wanted Jussie convicted and was not interested in reasonable doubt. His lawyer notes celebs and other well-known people face an uphill battle in court nowadays. It's worth noting the Supreme Court did not weigh in on the merits of the actual case against Jussie. So they didn't weigh in on the actual case. Instead, they only focused on the deal prosecutors struck with him. This case goes all the way back to January 2019, y'all, when Jussie initially claimed he'd been the victim of a hate crime. Two men shouted, "This is MAGA country, and aren't you that?" Starts with an F and ends with OT with two G's. Nigga from Empire, as they put a rope around his neck and threw a liquid on him, which he believed to be bleach. Those two men turned out to be brothers, Abimbola and Ola, who were friends with Jussie. They told police Jussie paid them to stage the whole attack. So look, like they said, the Supreme Court didn't weigh in on the merit of the case. What they weighed in on was, listen, y'all agreed to something with him. He agreed to forfeit his $10,000 bond, do 14 days of community service. He's actually done more. And now you're trying to renege on what you said, because then they went after him again. So there was an update yesterday. Special Prosecutor Dan K. Webb has issued a statement saying he's disappointed with the Illinois Supreme Court decision and respectfully disagrees with overturning Jussie Smollett's criminal conviction. Webb made it clear the court's decision has nothing to do with Jussie Smollett's guilt or innocence, and he categorically believes Smollett is guilty of perpetrating a hate crime hoax against the city of Chicago. He also pointed out the court's ruling had nothing to do with his 2 years of work on the case because he was appointed to his special prosecution role 5 months after Cook County DA Kim Foxx made a plea deal with Smollett. So she made a plea deal with him. He did it, and then they went back after him anyway. And that's how he got off. Webb says it was that plea agreement that led to unprecedented resolution initially in the case, which was the driving factor for the Supreme Court's decision today. In other words, Webb says he did nothing wrong. Webb, he's saying that he did nothing wrong. So listen, it has been 5 years, over 5 years, almost 6, because it was January of 2019. It's time to move on. He can move on. And listen, no matter what you think, whether he did it, didn't do it, we can be done with this. I do wonder, though, how they were able to, once Kim Foxx, the Cook County DA, made that plea deal with him, how then they were able to go back and try him again. He no longer the conviction has been overturned. Jussie can move on about his way, and there's that. It'll be interesting now to see if we know he did a movie recently. I think he directed and starred in, and was it with Vivica Fox? I'll be interested. It'll be interesting to see if more people start coming out wanting to work with him now that this has kind of like been resolved, and maybe they think enough time has passed. So we'll see. The last thing. Now I know y'all, we've heard about this. Y'all probably have heard about this. This came out a couple of days ago, and I wanted to talk about it then, but of course, but here we are. Wild Nights property manager recalls the aftermath of a birthday party Diddy threw for Meek Mill, says he found blood-stained sheets, child lubricant, cocaine, razors, underwear, and more. Jason Haight, property manager, told Daily Mail that the aftermath was disgusting. He says that Meek Mill's 27th birthday party ended with bloody sheets, underwear, left behind drugs, and alcohol. There were broken bottles of alcohol, used condoms, blood on the beddings, powder, razor blades by the hundreds, lubricant on the dressers and marble floors. I found panties, bras, and even 2 iPhones in the bushes behind the bowling alley. He said the party took place on May 3rd, 2014, and featured masked dancers and naked women covered in sushi. Renting the property cost $25,000 for 24 hours. Several celebrities like French Montana and Lil Durk were in attendance. According to the property manager, the party was running rampant with drugs. He remembers being contacted by Diddy's personal assistant in April 2014 ahead of the event. He says they inquired about the rental, but also had several requests, which included new double-sided door locks. Now, we heard about double-sided door locks in one of the other lawsuits. They requested that all interior bedroom door locks were to be ordered new and left unopened for their arrival for security purposes, as they would need to supervise the installation, and both keys were to be given to Mr. Combs directly and nobody else. The party apparently ended around 3 a.m., which is when he found what he originally thought was powdered sugar, along with all the other contraband. Now, I got this. So the property manager told this to Daily Mail. I got it from the Neighborhood Talk. So the Neighborhood Talk so Meek Mill commented on this post and said, the real question is, why would a page with so many followers post something so brand damaging without any evidence, leads, or proof? I'm starting to think deeper into this Puff situation. They want to see me crash out. LOL, I'm in full control. He then came out again and said, and this is posted by the Neighborhood Talk, just think about it. Now, he tweeted this. Just think about it. You are waking up to a bunch of non-Black owned publications posting major lies about me. Where are all the PR people? Where all the PR people go that was around me? Everybody see what's going on. I'm not going to be quiet. It's a war on Black men. What y'all think? He feels like he's being targeted amid the Diddy lawsuits and that it is a war on Black men. He also feels like the Neighborhood Talk should not have posted this without evidence. What y'all think? He said it's brand damaging. He's starting to think deeper. So I guess he's starting to say maybe there's a conspiracy to take down Puffy because he's a Black, powerful man, to tie him into it. I don't know what y'all think. Today is the day Puffy goes for his 3rd bail attempt. We'll see how that goes. Again, I'm going to say it at 8:01 a.m. this Friday, November 22nd. There is a part of me that thinks he just may get it, but we shall see. All right, y'all, I will be back later with some more videos. I love y'all so much. To all my new subscribers, thank you so much for coming over here and having a good old time with us. Y'all can follow me on Instagram at WeGo, WEIGO podcast, and follow me over on Threads. I think I have the same name over there. Let me see. At WeGo. Yes, at WeGo podcast over there. I'm still trying to get my original TikTok page back. So if y'all send me stuff or see that either I'm not following y'all back, it's because I created that one just so I could create a ticket to be like, give me my old TikTok account back that was hacked. Anyway, y'all, I love y'all so much. And For any of my subscribers that aren't new, thank you so much for sticking around. I love y'all. Make sure y'all subscribe not only to the YouTube, like, comment, subscribe, and share, but also head on over to wherever it is you listen to your podcasts and type in what else is going on podcasts and follow me over there. Love y'all. Talk to y'all later. Have a good Friday.